Welcome. Happy holidays. We are here to play NorthPoleLand by Ember and Ash, a Trophy Dark incursion. Yay! So I'm Mads, she, they pronouns. Play a lot of Trophy, run a lot of Trophy, and I'm excited for this game because I've never done this particular scenario, this particular incursion before, and it's holiday themed. Yay! So let me popcorn it over to Chaotic.
Hi, I'm Chaotic. I use he, they pronouns, and I've run a bit of Trophy Dark. I've played a bit of Trophy Dark. I've not seen this incursion before, so I'm excited for it. I think this is my most humorous incursion, if that's the right word for it. So I'm looking forward to that. I've also have not played with Alex before, so that's also exciting.
I'll go next. Sorry.
Mhm. Yeah, no
Hi,
problem.
I'm Alex. Pronouns are he, him. Also, Chekhov's gunman, if you've seen me on the Discord. What's kind of funny is I've played a lot of like variations of Trophy Dark, like Devil Aim for Me and Candlelight. And I've run a lot of that too, but I've mostly just watched regular Trophy Dark, so it's pretty funny how I end up in those situations. But I'm pretty excited about this one too. So should be pretty interesting.
Fantastic. Okay, great.
Mm.
I'm going to go ahead and review CATS, which is concept, aim, tone, and subject matter, as long as I don't keep losing my notebooks. All right, and let's see. Concept. So, Trophy Dark itself, the system that we're using, is a role playing game about a group of doomed treasure hunters entering the haunted spaces of the world. The concept for this particular game is it's Christmas Eve, the sun is about to set, and the big man is missing. Your team of specialists have been called in to save Christmas. Turns out, Santa isn't missing. He's been kidnapped. The trail leads to NorthPoleLand, a crass commercialized theme park that shut down years ago. The aim is that you will play workshop elves in search of the kidnapped Santa. However, this is Trophy Dark, so extending the forest into the holiday season. So the treasure hunters are doomed, and they probably won't achieve their goal. Instead, they are very likely to die by the end of the game, and watching how they go out is part of the fun. Tone. The tone of Trophy Dark is desperate and often tragic. You will likely encounter conflict or tension between treasure hunters, where characters are encouraged to backstab or betray their companions in pursuit of their goal. Subject matter. This game will be R rated. Your treasure hunters are risk takers willing to make dangerous choices. The game will likely be violent, terrifying, and include scenes of bodily horror and loss of self control. Gameplay. The game is highly collaborative and improvisational. Players have a lot of say over the world itself and can introduce story elements that no one, not even the GM, was expecting, and play moves between the fiction and the metagame frequently. This game runs best when everyone feels comfortable offering up their ideas. Okay? And along with subject matter, we're also going to have talk about safety. We do have a character keeper that has a safety tab, which contains our lines and veils. But the other safety tools that are available to us are, of course, X cards. So if something is definitely objectionable in an unfun way, even for horror, you're welcome to use the X card, where you can make an X in the video. You can say X card out loud, or type X in the chat. Just call my attention to it some way, and then we will stop play, find out what needs to be taken out, and then we will move on from there. Okay, we won't ask why something is being X carded. We also have open door. So if for whatever reason you want to step out of the scene for a little bit, like, kind of step back, or if you decide that this game is not for you, you are totally welcome to open door, and just let us know if you're coming back after a few minutes or not at all. We won't ask you why you are open dooring. Okay. And then, of course, lines and veils. So lines are some things that will not be crossed, so will not be part of the game whatsoever. So far, we have lined in the character keeper. homophobia, transphobia, intimate partner violence, racism, sexism, sexual assault, sexual violence. We have veils, which are things that will come up, be mentioned, be present, but won't be described in any detail. We will not role play these things out. For veils, we have graphic injuries and gore with a note saying it is possible to be sinister and horror-filled without all-out descriptions of gore. Let's see what else. And suicide for veil. Okay. We do have an Ask First column, which nobody has marked anything in, and an interest column for things that we want to see in this game. Body horror, classism, dental horror, eye injuries, harm to bystanders. Oh my, sex work. Okay, great. Twisted traditions and food horror. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, again, it's not just the GM that gets to add elements to the game, but of course the players have engagement in creating this world that they are existing in. So I can't wait to hear inclusions of some of this stuff. Holy crap. It'll be great. Oh my gosh.
Well, I will say, I'm not sure who added what, and we did drop one person, so yeah.
Okay. All right. So I mean, like if any of these things like need to be moved, like upgraded into Ask First or Veils or anything like that, please, go ahead and do so, and then just call my attention to it to make sure we are not going to be crossing anything that people feel uncomfortable with. Please, please, please. Okay? So, give you a few moments to work on that. Did give a chance for our players to look at the character keeper and create their Specialist Elves. So there's no more changes to the safety, but again, it is a living document, so if something does get added, please let me know. Okay. Specialist Elves, our characters. Can we start from the left going right, and can you, Alex, introduce us to Gumdrop?
Sure.
Sorry. Name, pronouns. Hold on. The occupation, background with your skills that you get for those two things, and a ritual or rituals that you have picked out.
Yeah, so Gumdrop, his pronouns are he, him, and he is a child observer and a naughty or nice actuary. And I was kind of thinking that it's his job to determine, watch the children of the world and determine who should go on the naughty or nice list. And his skills from that are infiltration, stealth, psychology, and accounting. All very important things. Do you want to talk about the drive, or
Well, everybody's drive is the same thing. Make Christmas
Christmas
magical.
magical?
However, because you're
Yeah.
individual specialists, I'm curious to see what that means to each of you in play.
Yeah,
And
and
what? Go ahead.
I only picked one ritual. I think Gumdrop can make candy canes of any size or flavor, which are, like really tiny or incredibly gigantic. So I'll have a lot of fun with those descriptions.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, awesome. And chaotic, please introduce us to Minty.
Minty is uses any pronouns. It's just Minty, really. They're a tinsel applicator, and also their background is a present distribution analyst. Like, I think it's just a matter of like, oh yeah, I'm very good at distracting things. I know aesthetics. I am very good about logistics of the situation, so like I can get in and out of like any situation pretty easily. I also have the skill of disguise, so it's a very good thing, especially considering my rituals, which is red-nosed reindeer, which I get to summon the ghostly reminder that it emits a red light from its nose, as well as glitter bomb, which is as on tin, a literal glitter bomb. Glitter everywhere, glitter in your shoes, glitter in your hair. He'll be there for weeks.
Or forever. I've worked in an arts community center. That stuff lasts.
Still finding it like decades later. Yeah.
Decades later, absolutely. Oh my gosh. All right. So it sounds like everybody's familiar with how to play Trophy. It's going to be a bunch of risk rolls, and it's going to be about seeing things that are disturbing, so some ruin rolls thrown in there.
Mhm.
And I can't wait to see how deep you fall into the darkness of this holiday forest because, then we might get into reduction rolls and contest rolls to see who will be the one to save Christmas. Maybe, kind of. We'll see. Alrighty. So, unlike usual Trophy Dark incursions, this does not start with a poem or some kind of themed uh, introduction per se. We know the situation. You guys have been sent in, and you know that you've tracked the kidnapped Santa to NorthPoleLand. So this is an abandoned amusement park, theme park, and the theme for this incursion, of course, is Christmas. So I think when you come into this place, please give me a detail or two as you approach this theme park that gives you an indication that while it has been abandoned for quite some time, the crass commercialization of Christmas has been a sinister force here for a while. What do you see when you approach NorthPoleLand?
I imagine that we see the sort of opening scene of like I think uh just like us, the pair of us are like trudging through the snow, like going up like the little hills and stuff, and just peeking over. I just imagine Minty has brought some binoculars of some sort, just looking at for this abomination of capitalism, because like despite it being like literal decades old of like being abandoned, and like multiple cease and desist letters about North Pole land from the North Pole, just like they won't take it down. Like no one's using it, but still it's there. Like the things are rusty. It is a safety hazard and a half. I don't know why it's still there. No one knows why it's still there. I don't think we can get in contact with the owners, personally speaking.
I think around the abandoned ruins of North Poleland, there are a bunch of abandoned storefronts, and half of them are like payday loan places, and other halves are, fly by night Christmas stores that were just like ruthlessly foreclosed upon. So it kind of suggests like and maybe there's a couple decaying motels as well. So like the workers who worked at this theme park also had really crappy Christmas themed jobs and were in a lot of debt and stuff. So
As you trudge through the snow and you are seeing these abandoned storefronts, um, they are, you see the placards like either hanging off or askew on these windows or doors. And as you pass by, all of a sudden, a cacophony of music blares into the square that you pass as every nearby speaker turns on quite loudly and plays Christmas music. Bing Crosby, Bing Crosby, Mariah Carey, Wham, and too many others to count are all played simultaneously. And you enter into the gates hanging off of rusty screws of the theme park, and all the lights glow with dim yellows, sickly greens, and bright, bright red, almost as if lighting up the night sky in blood. As you approach, in the plaza, there's a gigantic Christmas tree. The gift shops have lined both the left and right sides of the path, and along the base of the tree is a line of mall Santas. Their red velvet suits are stained with sweat and sick with matted beards that hang too low on their faces. They're taking turns sitting on each other's laps and giving their Christmas wishes. Do you stay back, or do you go boldly into the plaza, seeing this?
I feel like Gumdrop is like painfully naive. So even though the camera is seeing that this scene is incredibly disturbing and wrong, he's like, "Oh, this must be the place. Look at all the Christmas joy around Minty."
Yeah,
What?
like it hasn't been like this in years though.
Well, that maybe they're getting back into the spirit of things. And look, they're all Santa, like our glorious leader in the North Pole.
But it's not our Santa. Hmm.
But everyone loves the joy and magic of Christmas, Minty.
Mhm.
Think of all the music that we hear playing and the lights and the movies of eons past. I'm sure that if we just go up to them with an open heart and a spirit of joy and giving, they'll be very happy to give Santa back to us. Follow
And
after me.
and I think, yeah, I think like Minty is just considering that, and then you just go off, and then Minty's like just falling behind. Wait for me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm kind of Gumdrop is kind of skipping along and he's like waving his little candy cane around. He's like, "Hello, Merry Christmas to you all. Greetings."
I think the ones that are sitting down with the other Santas in their laps, they all get up as one and they point with black gloved fingers and say, "Outsiders!" And the ones that have been dumped on the snow, like, will also get up and then point at you and then say, "Outsiders!" And then they will all rush to attack.
Oh, oh
Their eyes
no.
are bloodshot and wide.
Oh no. Okay. I think since we're like in immediate danger, I think we need to escape. I think I'm just gonna throw a glitter bomb as a like sort of as a pseudo smoke bomb.
Okay. Alrighty. First risk roll of the game using a ritual. So, the way this is built is through a dice pool. So, before trying something risky, what could go wrong? So, it's up to you and I to figure that out, Gumdrop. It's like, what do we think can go wrong if Minty activates their glitter bomb?
And I think you just miss aim it and a bunch goes into your eyes.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah. So I think the glitter bomb will not affect them in any way because they're so bloodshot and tired looking. I think it's old hat to them. Like, they're desensitized to glitter. So they're just gonna keep pressing onward. All right. So that's what could go wrong. Take a light die if it's something that you are skilled at because of your occupation or your background.
I'm trying to create a distraction. So
Bingo. All right, great. So one light die for that. And then dark die because you are using a ritual. That's automatically like risky. And so the second light die to increase your odds of success are for accepting a devil's bargain, which we always preface with no matter what. So no matter what the roll says, this will happen. What do we think will happen, Gumdrop? Like no
I
matter
think
what.
no matter what, whether this succeeds or fails, one of the Santas will be fascinated by your glitter and maybe stalk you throughout the rest of the theme park to get it.
Nice. Let me see. Hmm. Usually I have more time than this. um, let's see. No matter what, I think you're going to be well letting the perpetrators of this terrible act of kidnapping Santa. You're going to let the perpetrators know that you're definitely here. Um, and they'll be able to trace you.
Mhm. Yeah, I think the Santa is more interesting, so.
Okay, no problem. Alrighty, so no matter what, Santa will one of the Santas will follow you.
Hmm.
Yes. Okay, so 2 light die, 1 dark, please.
Let's go. 4 dark.
Okay. Higher than your ruin. Your ruin goes
Mhm.
up by 1, which it definitely is. Please tell me how you start to sink into the darkness as you're doing your ritual. Tell me what the ritual looks like.
I think like we see Minty as their namesake is in like a sort of a bright mint colored green elf costume that has like a little bit of baubles, like various like like bulbs of like tinsel, glitter, some candy, multiple things that could create a distraction. But these Santas are Santa adults, so like the normal candy won't work. But for glitter, glitter is distracting for everyone. So I just literally throw it up in the air, and it's sort of like the capsule like releases and it's just spitting glitter everywhere, far more than what this bauble should have contained. But that's the power of the magic of Christmas.
Nice. All right. So let's see. I think, yeah, as your glitter spinner bomb, like, just spews this glitter on all of these Santas that are running to and charging to attack you both. Um, they seem to be collapsing in on themselves. And as the glitter falls and then just gets into their eyes and their matted beards and on their velvet suits, they seem to collapse in on themselves, and then the glitter or the Santas both turn into piles and piles of 5x7 photo prints.
Oh
And
no.
when you get close to those photos, you see that there are different children on the Santa's laps. So, like, that portrait picture that they take of the kids, and I think the kids are all crying.
Yeah, and Gumdrop's just looking at that. It's like, huh, these children don't seem to be very happy, which I would know as having studied child psychology.
Yeah. I'm very concerned that the Santas turned into Santa pictures, though. This doesn't seem like Christmas magic.
No, it doesn't at all.
And you hear over by the Christmas tree, ho ho ho,
Well, there's a
and
jolly solo at least.
from behind the Christmas tree is one of the mall Santas that did not join the attacking throng. He looks just as exhausted and as worn and woebegone as the ones that attacked you.
Hmm.
And he kind of comes out from behind the tree and just
We'll talk about it later.
will go into one of the chairs that the attackers had left and just sit there and like kind of crosses big leg over the other, and just reiterates, "Ho, ho, ho." What do you do?
Um, Excuse me. We're looking for someone who looks sort of like you, but he's probably the inspiration for you. He's a quite bit more rotund, and he's got a jolly big beard and a jolly red hat,
He
but he
holds up
doesn't look quite so horribly depressed.
he holds up one of his black gloved hands and says, "I don't have to hear any further, young elf. I don't have to hear your wish. I know what you want." And he kind of like juts a thumb back behind him, behind the tree. "The gingerbread house. That's where you need to go."
Well, that sounds like a good plan, Minty.
Hmm.
Thank you for being so helpful.
Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
He just nods and bobs his head as if he hears something, but not you. And so,
I reach into my pocket
mhm.
and I pull out a tiny little candy cane and I put it on his lap. This one's not magical, but it is quite yummy.
And he starts to talk to the candy cane when you left it on his lap. And you hear as you're leaving him, "And what do you want for Christmas this year?"
Not alarming at all.
How do you feel after seeing the pictures of all the children who have, you know, sat on these Santa's laps, but they don't look happy about it?
I think Gumdrop is more determined than ever because like these kids would be happy if it was the real Santa. He would make all of their dreams come true because, he's our father figure and that's what he does. So we just have to save him. It's not even a question.
I'm a little scared because I don't know what type of magic is at play here. Because like this, these Santas were being powered by the tears of children rather than Santa, who is powered by the joy of children.
I think you are seeing many different sights here. It's as if when you make your way down the paths, there are different attractions or different sights to see on either side. As you make your way past the big tree and towards where he was pointing towards the gingerbread house, there's a small path off to the side. And if you just take a peek down that path, you see hundreds of adults. They're fighting, they're brawling. And it seems to be around a giant doll that starts to laugh. And it's when some of the adults, when they stop fighting, they'll come over to the doll and tickle it to make it laugh. But then another adult will drag them back into the fray and then start fighting again. "No, that's mine. That doll's mine. I need it for my kid." No, my daughter needs this a lot more than you do. And they're just fighting. They're just fighting down the path.
I think Gumdrop has like a big scroll out and he has produced a pin and there's like beads of sweat rolling down his forehead. He's like, naughty, 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 because of all of these people fighting over toys. They should be sharing, Minty. What's wrong with them?
This place, it's it's very strange. I don't know. Hmm. It's taking it's like opposite Christmas.
Minty, as you're
Yes.
going down the path and you're saying this, maybe on your side of the pathway, there's a different branching off that shows you a small hay wagon. And this is full of screaming children. You might have seen some of these children in those photos that you left behind back in the plaza. And they're all in this hay wagon that is pulled by this lone, tired looking pony. And the pony has large, very large, obviously fake antlers strapped to it. And they're just going down the path. So closes ring 1. Ring 2. Down the straightaway path is the gingerbread house. This is a low, squat building, aping the Victorian gingerbread house design, with multiple floors and such a golden brown, as if it was really gingerbread. But it has all of the different architectural details, as if it's a Victorian row home that just happens to sit here in this strange park. There is only this path into the gingerbread house. Surrounding it on either side looks to be what should be latticed gates, but it's almost as if someone has stuck latticed gates through each other and on top of each other to create a barrier that no one can make their way through. If you want to go deeper into NorthPoleLand, you have to go through the gingerbread house.
Mm-hmm.
The windows are lit. There look to be candles that you can't see lighting up the windows, creating what looks like a face with glowing eyes looking down at you.
Well, anytime Santa needs to get into a house that isn't obvious, you know what he does? He goes up to the roof.
Yep.
If I can make a candy cane big enough for us to climb, we
Mhm.
can find a chimney and scurry down.
Yeah. That's a good plan, Gumdrop.
Okay. So,
Yeah, he rubs his hands together and he's like, this is gonna be fun.
oh
And he
boy.
sticks the cane, his like regular cane in the ground, and he starts taking some Christmas dust out of his pouch and just sprinkling it on it. It's like, grow, grow, grow.
All
So
right.
yeah, I want to try and infiltrate this house by climbing up a massive candy cane.
All right. So, by using a ritual, you
Mhm.
automatically pull onto a risk roll. What do we
I
think
sure
can go
do.
wrong? What do we think can go wrong, Chaotic?
I think just because the nature of candy canes being sort of round in nature, it's not going to be like applicable for us to climb up it. However, things could climb down it. So
Mm,
who knows what could get access to us instead.
I think that no matter how you get your candy cane to, you know, grow to get high enough to get to the chimney of this Victorian gingerbread house, I think basically it's like it's not gonna hook in correctly, and you're both gonna fall. Yeah, when you start to climb it.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, light die if the task is something you are skilled at because of your occupation or your background.
And I'm calling on infiltration.
Perfect. Okay. Dark die because you are risking using a ritual. All right. And a light die for accepting a devil's bargain, no matter what. Hmm. Getting in by going through the chimney through a candy cane.
Uh, no matter what, one of the windows will open and something will peer its head out.
I think that no matter what, as you do this, there's going to be a voice coming from inside that goes, Trip trap, who is that traipsing on my house?
Oh man, I that's too creepy not to pick. I'm gonna go with the latter one. Okay, so two light dies and one dark.
Yes.
I rolled a 4 light, and I could add a dark and re-roll.
Yes.
Or
Uh,
for the first time ever, someone could do a help roll.
yeah,
You
Want to do
want
help?
Minty?
yeah. I'll help out.
Okay. Great, great. Let's see. Help roll. So, let's see. Includes one dark die. You may offer help. All right. Okay.
Mhm.
How are you
Uh,
going to expose yourself to danger?
uh, More or less, I'm like immediately like right by Gumdrop,
Mhm.
like helping with like setting up like the candy cane, making sure
Mm.
like it does not fall over. Uh, it could fall over onto me, so.
Oh God. Roll a light die, please,
Mhm.
for your help roll.
I rolled a 6.
I'm taking that.
Yep. Nice.
Came in clutch. Why does Minty succeed here, to put us over the top, do you think?
Uh, Power friendship. Uh,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Of
uh,
course.
as much as Minty is like scared about like what's going on, seeing like Gumdrop's like enthusiasm for general holiday cheer just soothes Minty, and I think like Minty just gives Gumdrop like a big smile of like, yeah, we could do this, and we do it.
Yeah, maybe I was struggling with the last little bit of the
Mm.
ledge, like,
Mhm.
trying to climb her up. And then I see your smile and it's like, and push myself over to the top and reach a hand down and, for my friend,
Mhm.
who I will never betray and will always be friends.
Okay. So I think as you both like, help each other get onto the roof, and then you see the chimney in sight, on top of this gingerbread house. It's like, it's kind of got that solid but crispy kind of sound as you make your way, like, up the steep incline towards that chimney. You hear from inside, somewhere inside, Trip trap, who is that traipsing on my house? Echoing from down the chimney or up the chimney. But
Yeah.
yeah, you hear it.
And I'm like, shh, we have to be quiet. We don't
Mhm.
want to wake her up when we scurry down, dropping off presents.
Mm. All right. Give it a few moments just so that they think we have left. I think like after like a couple minutes have passed, I think like I'm just going to sneak like very carefully towards the chimney itself proper, and then effectively climb into it and like try to like scoop my way down.
Yeah, and I think Gumdrop follows after.
I mean, it's a perfect size for a Santa to come down. I mean, he obviously uses magic to slim down when he needs to, whatever. But it's like it's easy cake
Mm,
for two elves, for two
Mm.
specialists.
mm.
So, yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna ask you though, as you're scooching down this chimney, it is not. It looks a lot bigger on the inside than it did on the outside. Maybe it was a spindly, uh, block of gingerbread that was held together by what looked like icing. But, as you scooch down and, you make your way down this chimney, it's almost like it's made of bricks
Mm.
inside,
Mm.
gingerbread or no, almost brownie like in its texture. And you could literally not even just fall down. Maybe you can make your way down by climbing down. And you smell all these different smells down this chimney. The toasted marshmallows. You smell baked gingerbread. And you also have the smell of all that sugar from brownies and icing.
I
Does it?
think Gumdrop takes one of the pieces of cookie brick,
Mhm.
breaks it off, and eats it. Like, it's too delicious not to, Minty. You have to try this. Do I have to make a ruin roll?
Yes, because I think as you take it. Well, actually, tell me first. What do you taste when you take the cookie brownie brick? What is the flavors in your in Gumdrop's mouth?
I think it's more about, like emotions that wash over.
Hmm.
Like it's the emotion of waking up on Christmas morning and running down to the tree and tearing open the presents and being horribly disappointed by what you find. Like someone left socks or, very terrible sweater or got the wrong video game console or something.
So it tastes like disappointment?
Yes,
Oh my
exactly.
God! Oh jeez.
And that's my ruin goes up.
Oh, did you already roll? Oh
I rolled a
God!
6, yeah.
Holy crap! Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, oh geez, yeah, because I think as you take it away and like maybe you did taste like a tiny, tiny golden flavor of whatever you really wanted from this, because the smells were so overwhelming. And then having tasted disappointment, you pull the brick away from your mouth and realize it's like soot. It's crumbly and it's soot instead. Oh man.
This
Whew.
has put a damper on Gumdrop's Christmas cheer.
Oh no.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Oh crap. All right. So you both make your way down this chimney, and amazingly enough, it's dimly lit. There seems to be like a small Christmas tree here with some the usual decorations and lights, but you see that it is among a chaotic mess of clothing racks and shelves. It's smaller, like as if it's low to the ground, and then it's surrounded again by these clothing racks and shelves that have a whole bunch of knickknacks and toys even that would normally be on like store shelves. But when you look closer at the clothing and the knickknacks and the toys, they're all broken.
Oh,
They're piled high in deep drifts of Christmas detritus.
Poor little toys.
Single tear just rolls down Gumdrop's eyes. It smells like peppermint. And I think he grabs Minty's arm. He's like, we have to save Santa.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to. He'll make this right.
Mm-hmm.
You
No more
will
broken toys for the children.
you'll make your way around these shelves, but they all start to look the same. These racks and shelves as they're piled high with all of this stuff. And you start coming into rooms that look like they have overhead fluorescent lights, and they flicker, they buzz, and the blinking goes in some sort of irregular pattern, which starts to create a disorienting maze as the piles start to look very similar to each
Mm-hmm.
other.
Well, okay. I think we've been here before. As like I think we make another pass around. I think we need to start looking at the logistics of this and start making a map to like because once we start coming back around for this like possibly the third time,
Mhm.
we will eventually figure out what places we haven't been there yet, and then we could go there. So,
I
uh,
think Gundrop can help by, it looks like all of the toys are the same, but with his expert accounting skill, he's like, no, actually, that was a model DH72. It was recalled because it was extremely dangerous. You can tell based on the sharp edges.
Mhm.
So,
Amazing. So I'm
so
going to say that because Minty is trying to make a map, they're going to need to make a risk roll. And then if you want to help Gumdrop, you
mhm,
can totally do the help roll. Okay.
Mhm.
okay.
So for risk roll, what do we think can go wrong? I think maybe it's so disorienting that, with even with all of your aesthetics and logistical skill, I think it's going to be too confusing and you're going to make a mistake. What else could go wrong, Gumdrop?
Um, I think that a lot of these broken toys are just again like I said, they do have sharp edges and you step on something and maybe get like tetanus or a bad cut.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, light die, if it's something you're skilled at because of occupation or background, you're
Uh,
saying.
the logistics, just making sure like things end up in the right place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And given what we said could go wrong, you could totally risk um, body because trying to make your way through this crap. Um, things can fall, things could be dangerous. So now we just need to increase your odds by adding a light die with a devil's bargain. What do we think can happen here? No matter what. Since there's only two of you, I'm happy if you want to add in like a, a devil's bargain for yourself, Chaotic. We'll do that to give you choices.
Mhm. Oh, because I do have a tasty devil's bargain. No matter what, I think Minty will be affected by the curse of abandoned toys.
No matter what, we get separated in the maze.
Okay. And I think no matter what, I think you will find out who was saying that um, traipsing on my roof,
Oh God,
earlier.
I really want to find the getting separated with finding out who was saying that.
Is that the
I mean,
one you
it's
want
your
to
devil's
take?
bargain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you want
yeah,
to take that, sure.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I do want to take that, so. All right, let's go.
2 light, 1 dark.
5 lights.
Okay. All right. Uh, You can either add a dark die and reroll, or did you want to still help Gumdrop with a help roll?
Alex doesn't want to, but I think Gumdrop would. All right, so I need to make a single white die.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got a 6.
Oh, wow. Okay.
See, we have to trust in the power of friendship and Christmas
Oh
magic.
man.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Amazing.
But
Amazing.
you
So yeah,
still took the devil's bargain, though.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. But I mean, like, I want to hear like how Gumdrop, helps with Minty's map making.
Again, I mean, it's just, well, it's partially an accounting thing, like I said, pointing out, which toys were where.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also psychology a little bit, like if I were designing a maze, when we do the clever mazes for the kids, this is where I would put the different corridors so they would get lost and it would be a lot more fun. And this gingerbread house seems to be like designed sort of based on how someone would design a maze, like an elf would or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, nice. Oh my gosh. I want to give you guys credit for that because like that's so cool, but I have to separate you. I'm so sorry. I think what happens is like, as you're making your map, Minty, and Gumdrop, you're like, pointing out the different things, and then maybe you're even helping to try to move some of the detritus out of the way.
Mhm.
I think as you're moving something out of the way, you hear chunk, chunk, and before the next chunk happens, I think Gumdrop, you disappear from view as a trap door opens underneath you,
Oh no.
and the trap door goes right back up, like after Gumdrop slips through.
Can I say that my hat is the only thing that fell on the
Yes.
floor near the trap?
Oh God. Oh God. Hat is left. Oh God. What does the hat
Yeah.
look like?
It's like in the picture. It's like a pointy white and green striped hat. So
I will pick up Gumdrop's hat. Oh no. I'm by myself.
I think, well, your map making was successful,
Mhm.
so you're able to traverse the you know the shelving and the racks. And I think, Gumdrop, you have popped down through a trap door, and now you're sliding like in the weirdest thing. So there's a small montage of you sliding down this weird loop-de-loop slide. There's like, the LED lights that are popping on and off. Like you see the red lights, the yellow, the golden yellow, you see the green lights, and then blue lights, and then like you hear whatever disco music is combined with like Christmas carols. That's a cacophony in itself, and it's blaring in your ears as you're going down this slide.
it's like the best of ABBA's Christmas or
Mm, mm,
something. Or
mm, mm. I'll take that. Yep, ABBA's
yeah,
Christmas just blaring. It's like,
yeah,
and like Dancing Queen being more of
yeah.
like, Christmas King or something like that.
Yeah.
Something weird. And both of you exit the gingerbread house in different ways. You make your way through like an archway, Minty, and you know your map has led you out into what looks like cobblestone path, and the centerpiece of the park stands before you, silhouetted against the blue eastern sky. Night is coming soon, and there is the silhouette of a roller coaster, biggest, baddest, and just intense looking roller coaster that you've ever seen. And Gumdrop, where you pop out, is strangely enough back on the roof. But you realize that on the roof, like on the side, there's like it's not a what is it? It's not a like a fire escape. It's more like little ledges that are in weird patterns of gingerbread that you could like use as handholds to get down. And you see the
Huh,
same
that
sight.
wasn't there before.
Yeah, you see the same sight, but from up top. You don't see Minty. Minty from behind you, as you hear the or you as you see the roller coaster in front of you. You hear, "You'll regret messing my stuff." And if you look from behind you, you see what looks like a harried elderly woman with frizzy gray hair, wearing what looks like a Christmas apron, a red gown, and with tiny little glasses perched on her nose. And she slams the door behind you.
Oh, okay. Hmm. And there's this roller coaster.
You can tell from the signposts that are kind of creaking and awry in front of it. Its name is Santa's Comet. It looks like a bonfire topped with with a scarecrow made from Santa's Christmas outfit.
Hmm. They could have put Santa on the roller coaster. I need to go investigate that.
Mhm. And Gumdrop, if you make your way down, I mean, you don't see Minty, but you do see that bonfire with the scarecrow in Santa's outfit.
Yeah, I
Cool.
think Gumdrop is very afraid and anxious now. He's not used to being alone. He's always around his elf family and Santa's nearby, and he wants to just sit down and wait. But he's like, no, I've read all the books of positive psychology, and they say you just have to put on a happy face and use your coping skills and power through it. And he starts humming Dancing King, and he's like, just climbing down, ignoring the fact that these are very narrow and dangerous, ignoring that he's heading towards an incredibly unsafe situation, trying to do his best to psych himself up.
Yeah. And although you've seen the the bonfire with the scarecrow, for some reason it's like the pathway is not totally clear. It seems that you are on a twisty path lined with thick holly bushes, very prickly, with those gleaming fruits on them.
It's
But
an adventure. Just tell yourself and it's an adventure. It's gonna be fine.
yeah,
I'll be able to tell Minty all about it when I find them
Minty,
alive.
Minty, you see the same thing. You didn't see Gumdrop coming down on the side of the house. You don't see Gumdrop like making his way down his own twisty path. But yeah, you are in another uh, path as well, lined with holly. And I think as you both make your way towards Santa's comet as it looms in the distance, snow begins to fall but it seems to only fall around you, each on your individual paths. And if you look at the snow, it doesn't look quite normal. If you look at it, if you hold your hand out, you realize, oh, it's fake. It's like that paper, the polymer stuff, and it looks like it's blowing from a snow machine in one of the hedges.
I'll be honest, I think Minty needs to make a ruin roll.
Okay. Oh no.
A 5, it goes up.
Oh, you know what? I should have given you each a condition like
Mhm,
for each time your ruin
mhm.
went up. Give me a sec. Um, oh, so Gumdrop, I think when you upped your ruin, I think the only thing you can smell is the sweet nutmeg of gingerbread. And for Minty, anytime you see anything that has a bow on it, you feel that you have a compulsion to unwrap it. That's one. And then at the same time, let's see. Your skin thickens and hardens like sugar cookies. When you move, you will leave a small trail of crumbs.
I think the reason my condition is so disturbing is maybe minty is called that because they give off a particular mint scent.
Mhm.
So I've been sniffing the air for them,
Mm-hmm.
and all I can smell is just sickly sweet gingerbread.
Yeah,
It's very disconcerting.
yeah. Imagine that this fake snow, Minty, is also like sinking into your sugar cookie skin, like maybe going into the cracks.
Yeah, like the gooey like cracks where it's like cookie sugar cookie dough and it's just like sticking everywhere. It's just like ugh,
Yeah,
like itchy.
yeah, exactly. And so ends ring 2. Let's go ahead and take our first break of the
Mhm.
game. So this will be 5 minutes, okay? So just refresh any beverages or
Mhm.
bio break or whatever, okay? So I'll see you at the 42 mark. All right?
Okie doke.
Okay. We are back. I have to ask Minty. You have reached Ruin 5. And for anyone that plays Trophy, um, the countdown for the character's descent into darkness is Ruin 6, where you're completely lost to the forest. So, to mitigate this, uh, with Ruin 5, you have now the option of doing what's called a reduction roll. So, when you mark 5 ruin, you can perform a reduction roll by acting in the forest's interest by destroying treasure, betraying or sabotaging your fellow treasure hunters, or interfering with rituals. You don't have to do it right now, but when you do decide to reduce your ruin, that is when you make the reduction roll. You should try to be subtle in your actions so as not to draw attention to yourself. And each time you act according to the forest's wishes, you will roll 1 light die. And how high you roll on that light die will determine whether your betrayal goes unnoticed or not.
I have an idea to set you up if you want.
Oh
Mhm.
no.
Maybe somewhere nearby you hear Gumdrop yelling out, Minty, Minty, where are you? I can't find you. And it would be so easy to just call out and let him know where you are, but maybe you don't.
Oh, yeah. It's just too dangerous for Gumdrop to like try to find me through all this holly. Like, it's better off if I just remain lost,
So
right?
I'm gonna ask each of you, being completely alone, do you believe, well, I'm gonna ask Minty first. Do you believe that your fellow elf left you behind?
It wasn't his fault that I got left behind. But, I mean, I usually get left behind. No one remembers Minty. If I didn't have like the mint smell, I don't think people would notice I was even there in the first place. But it wasn't gumdrops. It was a literal pit trap. A little trap door just went whoop downwards. I really hope the gumdrop just gets lost because like in that place it seemed a little bit safer than all this prickly holly. Like really don't want gumdrop to find me.
And I'll ask the same question of Gumdrop. Do you believe
Yeah,
that
I think this place is starting to get to Gumdrop, and it's specifically all of the adults who were fighting earlier and all of the children who were miserable. And it's like, if this place can turn humans bad, can elves be naughty too? Maybe Minty, they didn't come back for me. I didn't see them. And it's not definitive. He's not like Minty is naughty, but the question is starting to come in his mind. Like, which list do I have to add you to, Minty?
oh no. So eventually, all of the paths will lead to separate entrances into Santa's Comet roller coaster. The path into it is lit, occasionally, by red lamps shaped like Christmas lights. Many of them are broken, of course, some of them shining bright white through broken shells, some entirely dark, with this terrible, inconsistent lighting, as well as the remnants of murals and graffiti that now cover them. The hallways have the feel of an abattoir. There's images. The murals had started off being of reindeers carousing, playing in the snow, perhaps in harness, leading the sleigh. But now, with the lighting flickering and dim and inconsistent, you both see in your own places the reindeer looking as if they're moving, slaying, skinning, eating flesh. Please make a ruin roll.
Oh God. Oh,
Yeah, we're both surprisingly fine with
Oh
this.
God.
I mean, Minty's Minty is not fine, but
Right.
like it's but like I think just like Minty is just like effectively they just throw a little bit of a tantrum like right here and just like this is not Christmas. And like I think like Minty is gonna take some of their baubles of glitter and whatnot and start to like literally graffiti the
Like try to
wall.
cover it up, yeah.
Like because this is not Christmas, I'm going to wreck this.
Okay.
And Gumdrop is just continuing to hum along to Dancing King, yeah.
I have a
And
question.
nothing bad is gonna happen when we find Santa.
Mhm,
That's the main thing.
Okay.
mhm.
Go ahead.
I have a question, Mads,
Sure.
because like I'm effectively wrecking the park. Would this count as a reduction roll, or because like I'm not sure what this would mean in terms of elves because we can't really destroy treasure per se.
Just trying to think.
O- Or would it be in the case of like us being naughty?
Yes. 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 Perhaps it's like,
I really like that actually.
yeah, I like that too. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
So, if you want to go ahead and make a roll.
Yeah, I want to make a roll because I'm at 5 and I'd rather not risk another room roll with this much.
Sure, sure, go ahead.
Mine it's obviously goes unnoticed because Gumdrop isn't here to witness me doing this.
Right, right, right. Um, yeah, so I mean, you're I think what ends up happening, and tell me what you think about this. You are wiping this desecration of what you know of Christmas and the spirit of Christmas. And as you're getting more angry and just furiously, rubbing it out or defacing it or what have you to try and get these images out of your brain and off of the wall. I think one of the lights will kind of flicker and then boldly switch on, and then you realize that it was back to the benign images that you saw of the reindeer carousing and drawing the sleigh that you've now messed with.
Oh. I think like even though Minty is by themselves, they have the decency to look a little bit bashful at like, oh no, we need to find Santa. We need to get through this.
And I think that's where Gumdrop will come upon you. Like, you hear the hum and the dancing king. As you're looking bashful, I think that's where um
You can dance, you can. Oh, hi there, Menti.
Gumdrop!
You're looking sticky.
Uh,
Uh,
and then
have
you
you
see
done
you
something
see
with
the
your?
stuff behind you. I mean, behind Minty.
Mhm.
You see, like, the wonderful little mural of the reindeer. Like,
Is this some sort of disguise or aesthetic choice I'm not familiar with?
mm, mm. I think that this place is just really magical in a weird way. Like we went through a gingerbread house, so I might be turning into a cookie. I'm not sure yet. Uh, and I'm very itchy because there's fake snow and it got onto me.
That makes a certain kind of sense. And he puts on a big smile, but then he's looking at the list and he's like putting a question mark next to Minty's name.
oh no!
Let's go find Santa.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
find yourselves at the loading station for the roller coaster cars. There's no cars in the station though, but in the direction the cars travel, you can see the full moon rising behind a building with a sign reading Santa's Workshop. Santa's Workshop. The building has lit rooms and obvious activity.
Mhm.
And so ends ring 3. Ring 4. think as you are looking at this building that is labeled Santa's Workshop and the sign is blinking, Santa's Workshop, Santa's Workshop, you can see that it's wrapped by thousands of twinkle lights, which is why you're able to see the sign fairly clearly and see also the activity that's going on within. But then, as the twinkle lights, do their wonderful blinking, all of a sudden one bulb at the top explodes in a shower of sparks, and all the lights, not the Santa's Workshop sign, but all the little twinkle lights go out. And the activity within this building keeps going.
These are very naughty people at Gumdrop.
They're definitely going to wind up on the list.
Someone comes out of the building as you watch. They're dressed in
And we
janitorial clothing. They're pushing a wheelbarrow into sight. And they're tipping it over. Outside, onto the ground, they have a pile of broken glass ornaments. They go back in. And then someone else comes out, also with a wheelbarrow, also tips it out with another pile of broken glass ornaments, and another, and another, and another, until the pile is as tall as a human. And then they go into the building, and then the dumping ceases.
I think Gumdrop is just totally perplexed by this. He's thinking about all of his study of human and child psychology for like why anyone would do this. And he's just coming up completely blank. Like, is it like an art thing? Is it like a construction project? And he just shrugs.
I think this is a scale of naughty that we have not seen before.
And you hear from the direction of the tracks the metallic strike of hooves on tile. A massive black elk has come into the station. Astride it is a massive man wearing black garb that looks like armor. His cloak has a hood that covers his head, and no light illuminates his face. The camera pans from behind him, seeing the two of you and your pale faces, and it sees one arm of this man unsheathing an axe from the elk's saddle, raising it as he nudges the elk forward. And the only path of escape for you is on the tracks up the first descent of the roller coaster. What do you do?
Oh.
Keep in mind that this is one of the monstrosities in
Yeah,
Trophy.
I know. I in my mind, like I think Minty's eyes just go wide because if you allow because I remember one of the earliest Devil's Bargains that I took was that the Santa was gonna follow me around. Could this be the Santa in a new disguise? Who knows?
Who knows?
But I'm running away.
Gotta go up the first descent. Yep.
Yep.
So is this elk headed towards the direction of the house, or it's just gonna stop there?
Oh no, this guy on the elk with the axe is headed right for you too.
Because I had a crazy idea that like I could hide and kind of hold on to the bottom of the elk, and if it runs towards or after Minty towards the house, then I could just maybe hop off there. I don't know. That would work.
Hmm.
Is that too much of a stretch?
It's yeah, there's really nowhere to go, nowhere to
Okay.
hide here, because
Yeah.
you are in the station of the roller coaster, and it's like again, there's no cars here, but there's just only going up the roller coaster tracks that will give you some level of escape.
Okay, then yeah, I just run too.
Yep. Halfway up the ascent, then you see the stopped roller coaster car. It's 8 cars shaped like sleighs, each holding 4 seats. And one car at the front is painted to resemble a red-nosed reindeer. To get to this, or at least to make sure that you can get to this before the rider reaches the cars, I would require a risk roll from you two.
Minty, run! I'll
Mhm.
cover us. And Gumdrop takes his cane and he starts extending it like, from the inside out to make just a massive candy cane
Mm-hmm.
to place on the tracks as a barrier between us and the elk knight guy.
Nice. Okay. So again, what could go wrong here? Yeah, I think the guy would probably bash it away.
Mhm.
Um, if it's not successful. So that's one thing that could go wrong. What else?
Because Gumdrop is covering Minty's escape, Gumdrop is the next target after the candy cane.
Oof. Yeah.
Most likely,
All right.
I don't know if any of my skills apply. I'm really struggling here.
Oh boy.
Psychology. Maybe the elk wants to stop and lick the candy cane.
It's Christmas. Let's go ahead and use it. All right. So
Okay.
one light die for
It,
that.
it's it because I can change the flavor. So I'm
Oh
trying to
yeah.
think about what an elk would really like a sugar cube or something,
Hmm.
Maybe.
or
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'll take it.
S-
Dark die for using the ritual for sure and risking
Yeah,
mind and
I'm
body.
risky minded body, so that's two, right?
Like one
Um,
light die, one dark die, and then your light die for accepting a devil's bargain, no matter what. Hmm. Hmm.
I'm gonna give a really harsh one.
Go ahead.
no, yeah, it's ring four. Go for it.
No matter what, you'll lose your candy cane ritual.
Oh
Oh no,
no.
it's been so clutch.
It's been so clutch. Yes. Oh shit. Yeah, that's a good one. Damn. Oh.
But I think I got to take it because
Okay.
he was extending the cane
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
So it's like if it gets knocked off, yeah. So no
Sure.
matter what, I can't use the ritual anymore.
Oh God. 2 light, 1 dark, please. Holy crap.
I rolled a 6
Six what?
with 6 light.
Yes.
Ooh.
All
Yeah,
right. So,
but no ritual. That hurts.
yeah. But I mean, you do create that barrier to allow
Mm.
Minty to try to traverse the roller coaster cars.
Mhm.
And at least like delay the elk riding hunter from getting to you guys like right away. Minty, this is tough because
Mhm.
again, it's a bit of a steep incline, and you have to try and make it, you know, up the tracks to the
Mm.
cars. So,
Yeah, this is not too much of a problem for Minty per se, because Minty was a present distribution analyst, because like this reminds me about like the present tracks back at the proper North Pole. They're often very steep. Presents have to be delivered in carts, not the slides that the Hollywood movies that would allow like think you to believe, because the presents are fragile things, so like they have to be carefully traversed. So this is me using logistics.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so that's 1 light die for the skill. Dark die, you're risking your body for sure because it's like, there's a possibility of also falling.
Hmm.
I forgot to ask you what could go wrong. You could fall. All right, great. That's fine. Gumdrop, do you have a what could go wrong before we continue the dice pool?
I don't know. I'm really struggling
Oh, that's
for
fine.
anything better than that. Yeah.
Okay. And then a light die for accepting a devil's bargain. What do we think? No matter what.
No matter what, the Santa is in the, because are we trying to get into a roller coaster cart or
I think we're just trying to flee from uh the horseman.
oh,
Think of it this way. If you can get into the cars and then get it going, once you get it down, going on the descent, you will definitely build up enough speed to get away from the elk rider.
Mhm.
So, you know, uh,
maybe no matter what, we get separated again? I don't know. That seems a little, I don't know if someone has a better one.
I'm trying to think of a better one.
Mhm.
Hold on. Let me see. No matter what.
Mm.
You lose your Christmas spirit. I don't know.
Oh God,
No.
that's even harsher than what I gave you.
Yeah, serious.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh my God. I don't have anything I can give at the moment. Hold on, hold on. No matter what.
Oh, I just thought of a terrible idea for probably the next spring, but no, this is just too orchestrated. Never mind. Mm.
You lose something. What do you lose? Hmm.
Sugar cookie skin trailing clumps. Maybe one of your feet falls off.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense because
Yeah, I
yeah,
was looking at
because
your conditions.
yeah, makes sense for sure.
It gets
Okay.
like stuck in the track and just breaks
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh gosh, yeah.
goodbye,
Okay.
foot.
My foot. Okay. Two light, one dark, please.
6 lights. We're doing this.
You're doing this. This Christmas thing is happening. Oh my God. But you lose your foot. Shit.
Yeah.
Um,
I will write that down as a condition.
yeah. Oh.
What's funny is your picture kind of even looks like you're missing one
Mhm.
a little bit.
Such a cutie. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think you both make it. You both scramble to the car, the frontmost car, and you're able to try and get it to like, make um a bit of a dip as it makes its way upward. But then I think as you're trying to make that effort, getting into the car, trying to push it so this way it can get up to the top and then just, run down with gravity, I think, that's where you lose your foot, Minty. And Gumdrop, you're able to follow with your cane, able to kind of like, delay the rider a little bit. But I will say that as you're making your way into the car, you're bringing it up to get ready to go make the ascent. The rider will break through the cane, and then as he reaches the cars, he will swat each one away with his heavy axe, very deliberately, one by one. And you see the cars as they're swatted off of the track, twisting and shrieking as they fall. And at the apex of the ascent, a flock of ravens will appear, cawing and diving and pecking at you both. A ruin roll, please.
Um,
Minty, come on. I rolled a 6.
Oh,
I rolled a
Jesus!
three. I rolled a three. I'm so good
Okay.
somehow.
I
Somehow. Well,
I
go ahead.
I think as like we're like still like have like this car like a little bit stuck and like my foot is like between sort of thing. I think and the birds are pegging us. I think with the final push, like the cart is starting to go down the sort of the hill, and
Mhm.
I get yanked along with it, and that's when my foot just gets ripped off.
Oof.
That's
I
even worse.
yeah, I am in a lot of pain. I think that's why my ruin goes up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because even though technically I am now a cookie effectively, I still have sensations.
You still feel for sure. Um, it's like it's not even like it's not even like a wrenching sensation. It's more like of a like a broken,
Mhm.
crumbling sensation, as if your cookie got cracked.
Oh,
And it
that's
smells so good too,
Oh,
which is
oh.
really
God.
disturbing.
Yes. So, but you get the cars. The cars are able to start, like, sliding down, and you're gaining ground above, you know forward than the rider, but the rider is still following you both. You can feel and hear the rails vibrate in time to the galloping elk as its shoes strike spark from the metal rails. But at the bottom of the descent, the track comes very close to the main entrance of Santa's workshop.
Mhm.
If you can make it through the door, if you can make it inside, I don't think the elk or the rider could follow you through the door.
Mhm.
There is the saying in survival situations that you don't have to be the fastest elf. You just have to be faster than the slowest elf.
Mhm.
Who's the slowest elf?
I mean, you're missing a foot.
Mhm. Yeah.
But Minty, I'm gonna offer it to you again as you've reached 5 ruin. I mean, you have a
Yeah.
chance to do a reduction roll if you want.
I think
Somehow.
I think just because I do have the skill distraction,
Mhm.
I don't have to be incredibly fast. I just have to get in through the door and shut it shut it before Gumdrop gets in.
Oh my god!
So like I think it's just like me just like as we're like getting down like jumping out like the cart landing on our feet and just like about to like start rushing towards the door. I just point into a direction. Look, what's that?
Huh?
Go
What?
ahead and make the reduction roll, please.
My betrayal goes unnoticed because I'm very good at distracting.
Yes. Perfect. Oh my gosh. What do you see actually? Cuz I'm going to say that Minty does pull this off and does manage to, like, leap in and close the door on you, but yet there's something that you do see, Gumdrop. What
It's
do you see?
obviously the mall Santa from earlier
Mhm.
who has, I don't know, like grabbed a hold of me or yeah, I think it's just like holding onto my shirt.
You were Yeah, and like he's kind of like looking at you, and then like he's breathing on you, and he's what does his breath smell like as he ho 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 in your face?
It's like spiked eggnog, but it's gone sour.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Did you find what you wanted? Did you find what you needed at the gingerbread house?
And Gumdrop just starts like sobbing. He's like, please, please, sir. Uh, I know there's good in your heart. I know you want to be on the nice list. I could do that for you. Just please let me go. I have to find my friend. I have to find Santa.
Oh, you'll find Santa fine. He's right here. He's right here in this workshop. And what he'll do is he will drag you, like physically drag you. I mean, like somehow he's like, maybe you're so bowled over by the spiked sour breath that you can't really move, but he's dragging you by the collar, and he's like bringing you to like a side entrance, like not the door that closed. I mean, as you're being dragged past, it's like you realize the door is closed. I mean, maybe Minty got in. Who knows? You got distracted. You got pulled
Yeah.
away. But he's like, kind of like pulling you in up the ramp into like the loading dock of Santa's workshop, or this particular Santa's workshop. And then he will shut the door. Like he'll throw you in into darkness and slam the metal door, and it clangs, clang, clang, as it sounds like discordant choral bells, and you hear a chorus of one of the Christmas carols, but it's so discordant. It's like the heavy metal version of it, as the door gets slammed and the bells ring.
Is it like
And you,
heavy metal joy to the world or
man,
something?
yeah, something
Mhm.
like that. Right, right, right. But not Trans-Siberian Orchestra, not that happy. I mean,
Right.
like we're talking like
Exactly.
heavy metal dark version. Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. And we close out of ring 4 to go into ring 5. Once inside, neither one of you can see the other. But this entire workshop is incredibly visible. There are bright fluorescent lights above, lighting up your fellow Christmas elves, chained and shackled, working at kilns and machines, making not toys, but weapons. There's heavy maces on a conveyor belt. There's high-powered sniper rifles that the shackled elves are doing that whole John Wick thing of like, checking it, like, like turning it around and then like, doing the chambers. And standing guard over them are other elves. They look like Christmas elves, but they're wearing dark colors. And their shoes don't have little bells. They look like they're combat boots. These
I
elves notice you. You don't see each other, but they begin to approach you with kashes that they're slapping into their other palm, and swords that they
Mhm.
have shing out of scabbards.
I was gonna say I think I have to make a ruin roll just
Mm, mm,
because
mm.
the level of naughtiness on display here by elves, he's about to have a heart attack. He
Oh
just can't
God!
believe it.
Oh no! Go ahead, make a ruin roll.
But it just still doesn't go up somehow.
Somehow, I mean,
The Christmas spirit lives through Gumdrop. That's
seriously, he's like
uh,
he's like he's on an IV on it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Minty, what do you think of this scene?
uh well, to be fair, I'm kind of a little bit distracted that by my own betrayal of Gumdrop, and like I like before I seen like the scene before me, I like as like I imagine like a few moments ago, like I slammed the door in front of Gumdrop, that I like just slide back down to the door, and I just start crying because of what I did.
Gosh. Well, I mean, like again, I think each of you are not able to see the other,
Mhm.
mainly because of all this stuff that's going on in the workshop, and the the groups of elves that are approaching each of you are blocking the
Mhm.
view from like elsewhere, right? So,
Is
yeah.
there like literally anything around to hide behind? Because Gumdrop can see like the psychology of these elves is very aggressive.
Mhm,
So it's
mhm.
probably not worth trying to talk to them about the magic of Christmas, and it's probably better to just, run and
Yeah.
hide.
You can um risk trying to find a way to hide in plain sight if you want, because again, like you've got
Yeah.
elves like, chained and shackled and working on these things, on these weapons, and then you've
Yeah, I
got
was
the other
thinking like
elves who are
if there's like a big pile of weapons or something or
mm,
munitions to
mhm,
duck behind.
right.
And I'm sure there's all sorts of things that could go wrong with that.
Sure. Oh God, yes. I mean, like you set off the weapons. Oh my God. Or you get cut or injured by them. Right, right, right. I mean, like at the very least. What else could happen wrong? Chaotic.
They just capture Gumdrop, and
Mhm.
even if you were trying to like work these weapons, you will not be able to escape that fate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So light die if it's something you can do because of your occupation or background. What do you got for me?
Stealth or probably stealth.
Perfect. All right. So one light die there. Risking your body, because yeah,
No
they're
more
good. They're
candy
good.
cane, yeah.
No more candy cane.
I
Yeah.
would say also like risking your mind, because like
Yeah.
this is just terrifying right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like,
I
what's this
could wind up as
naughtiness?
one of yeah, there's that, and I could also just be chained upside down with the other elves too.
Exactly.
Being forced to participate in the naughtiness.
Yes. Oh man. Oh God. That's
Oh,
devastating. Oof, God. All right. So one light die, one dark die. All right. Devil's bargain.
I think we know one of these elves is an option, like one of the ones, either one of the people who is forcing the others or one of the
Hmm.
ones hanging up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
oh,
think
oh, I have an evil idea.
no matter what, you're gonna have the opportunity to say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Uh, no matter what, Gumdrop is, I don't have a better word than this, but infected with the idea of being naughty.
Oh noes. His whole
Yeah.
world is turned around. Oh shit.
Like the only he's tried to be so nice this entire time and it hasn't paid off. So,
Oh no.
he might have to be a little naughty to save Santa.
Okay. If you want that one,
So
sure.
I guess take a condition and naughty infected by naughtiness.
Yes. So two light, one dark, please.
Okay, two and dark. I rolled a 5.
Okay. Can I have a
I
dark
could.
die and reroll?
It's ring 5. Let's do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, go for it.
You're also at 3 ruin.
I rolled another 5 light.
What the fudge? What this? I mean, this is great, but I mean, sure. I mean, like, two light, three dark. Sure, why not?
Oh, there we go. I rolled 2 dark and 2 light.
Oh no!
Oh my God. Okay, so, oh boy. I think, yeah, I
Should have
think,
just taken the 5.
right. Well, you had to risk it for a biscuit. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
That biscuit probably will taste very good. But anyway, um, yeah, I think you try to duck. You try to do your best to duck around. Like try to confuse things. But the fluorescent lights are too bright, and they know their shit, so they are able to capture you before you can even like really make it confusing for them. So yeah, they have you uh with
I'm
your
just kind of struggling and
yeah, you're struggling, and then
ineffectually.
they're getting their what the hell is it? Your arms behind your back, like maybe they got
Mhm.
zip ties to start, and then they have you kneeling down, um, looking at a great wooden door that you didn't notice before, but it's like in another corner. Minty, what are you doing?
Well, fuck, I can't hide anywhere. So I have to
Oh, you're
disguise.
crying in front of
Yeah, yeah,
them.
yeah. I think like as like I stop crying a little bit, just to take a look around, I see this horrific scene around me. And like, oh God, I can't hide. But I can lie. So I'm going to disguise myself
Okay.
through Christmas magic, to look like one of these, like a different version of like these combat elves because like they're wearing all black.
Mhm.
So it's just me effectively dyed in black.
Okay.
Uh, just to like and try to pass myself off as sort of as an infiltrator returning from a mission from the North Pole.
Nice. Okay, okay, okay. I got you. What do we think can go wrong? Well, they just kind of like capture you because, they don't buy it. You know,
Mhm.
simple.
There's just something horrible behind the door, I guess, that we're kneeling in front of.
Sure. Um, okay. Light die for your skill,
Mhm.
disguise. Dark die because you're risking mind and body. Oh
Hmm.
God. And then um another light die for devil's bargain. No matter what.
I mean, Gumdrop just sees you and permanently is convinced that you were with the Dark Elves this whole
Oh
time.
no! I can't beat that. I'm sorry. I just can't.
I know it's gotta happen.
It's
We're
gotta happen. Oh no.
I'm
He
so
he
sorry,
he
Gumdrop.
believes you naughty all the time. Oh God. This is breaking my heart here. God damn it. I don't usually get like this in a trophy dark game. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. 2 light, 1 dark, please.
That is 6 dark.
Oh
Oh
crap.
no.
I think here's where the ruin increase comes from. I think as like I think like it's just a very brief conversation. Like these I think they may have actually sent someone to infiltrate the North Pole, and like that's terrifying enough, and like they're taking me to like sort of like to give like my report back. Uh but however, and like they just like make comments of like, "Oh, damn, you lost your foot. That is some bravery right there and whatnot." But however, I think as I'm passing by like the rows and rows of like enslaved elves, I see Gumdrop, and our eyes make contact, and like I see the hope
Yeah.
disappear from Gumdrop.
Yeah, I
Can
was
I
waiting on you to save me. I was
can
like, oh,
I
my friend Minnie's gonna save me. But I look forward, I'm like, naughty.
oh no! Wait, can I make it worse? Can I make it much
Yeah,
worse?
of course.
Okay. Because I think the leader of the or the like one of the taller of the of the guard elves will actually come to you, shake your hand, or do that like that greeting, like that bro greeting
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, and go, Peppermint, welcome back. Successful mission, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Gathering intel. I mean, we wanted to make sure that we had the sleeper agent ready to go, but you surpassed all our hopes. And then he has this really big, too wide, bright grin that he just turns, still holding
Mm-hmm.
your hand in a bro hug, and he'll just kind of like turn this face towards Gumdrop.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm convinced now that you helped or even might have stolen Santa yourself, which is like the naughtiest thing that you can do, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
if you were spying at the North Pole and Santa was missing, then yeah, you had to have been involved.
A little jingling begins. The little tinkle of a bell, like ding 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 ding. It's the most sonorous and positive thing that you've heard like this whole time coming into NorthPoleLand. But then behind it is one of those from behind that great wooden door that opens now. Gumdrop on his knees, captured. Perhaps his face is tear streaked from looking at his friend who he believes betrayed him. And Minty, perhaps you are in your guise of one of these guard elves, and that leader has still kind of like put an arm around you and was like, welcoming you back from a successful mission. And from behind the great wooden door comes the rider, the elk rider, in his cloak and heavy boots, making a dolorous tone with each step as he steps into the room, looking massive in this doorway. He pulls back his hood. It is Santa.
No!
No.
But he's wearing an eye patch, and his expression is anything but jolly. He says, "Christmas has been cancelled. The time for celebration has come and gone. They are all naughty now." A few of the strange elves come forward, holding a stack of clothes like theirs, and several sets of manacles. Santa says, "We now bring back the magic of the wild hunt. And I reclaim my mantle as Odin. There is no more carrot. There is only the stick." He gestures at the clothes and the manacles carried in and looks at you both. "You'll join me one way or another."
I think I need
Ruin
to
roll. Ruin roll for both of you.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Nope. Nope. Still
How
a
is
3.
it not?
Okay. Here's how it's gonna go down. We've lost Santa.
Oh, God.
However, I think in this room we have not lost the other elves. We can handle Christmas ourselves. It's with our friendship, our belonging with each other. We can do it. I know Gumdrop may not have faith in me, but I have faith in Gumdrop. And I think I don't know how to handle this because I want to start creating a distraction, of course. I want to destroy this place. But however, I think I'm gonna need to sacrifice myself in order to do so.
I wonder if we can make like a contest roll, because I think Gumdrop's mind is in a completely different place.
Yes. Maybe
He's like,
you're
Santa can't be wrong, right? His whole life philosophy would be just destroyed if Santa is wrong. So obviously he's been infected by the naughtiness of all these other elves in the room. So if Gumdrop can just get one of these weapons and kill all of these other elves,
Oh
then
no!
Santa's psychology will be turned back into a level of jolliness.
Oh my
right?
God. Oh my God. Amazing.
This is how the Gumdrop has been infected by the naughtiest, and Minty doesn't know. Oh
No.
no!
You both think that you've been infected by the naughty, and oh shit. Okay, contest roll. Here we go. Okay, so here's the fun. Here's the fun part. Acting against each other, competing, or inflicting harm on each other. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Anyway, one light die if your occupation or background gives you an advantage. You only get one light die even if multiple skills will apply. So
You're a nice actuary. I know all of the people who are naughty in this room.
yep. And then
And my perception of who is naughty is getting very skewed. Like some of the elves that are captured might have been naughty for failing Santa, right? You know.
you don't know. I mean, like they're all naughty now, so who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Minty, what are you applying to this?
well, I'm going to be using glitter bombs. So like this is distraction.
Okay. All right. So one light die for each of you. Now, you are going to. Oh God, why did it move? Here we go. All right. And then one light die for each mark of ruin you currently have.
Mhm.
So
So
that's
that
three
makes your
for
total
me.
4. You like your total is 4 now. And then
Yeah,
Minty's is 6.
right.
Okay. So keep track of this. And then now, dark die if the contest is inherently dangerous. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's super dangerous.
Now, don't tell me what you're gonna do, but plug in your light die and then however many dark die that you want. But just remember, every dark die that comes up as a 1, your ruin goes up by
Mhm.
1 point.
Mhm.
So, the 4 light die for Gumdrop and however many dark die you want to plug in. Minty, you've got 6 light die and however many dark die you want to plug in. Don't roll yet. Wait. Plug in your
Yeah.
numbers. Tell me when you're ready with the contest roll, and I'll count down.
I'm ready. I'm so
Okay.
scared, but I'm ready.
Okay, Gumdrop, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Three,
3,
two,
2,
one.
1.
Merry
Roll.
Christmas.
Okay. Holy crap. Okay. So Gumdrop goes up by 1 on the ruin,
Uh-huh.
but Minty wins.
Right.
Minty, what do you do?
I I think because I think that the sort of aim of this contest was who are we taking out? Are we
Mhm.
taking out the elves or
Yeah,
are we
yeah.
taking out Santa? Uh, I think just as like a sort of like I think the guard elves are bringing me to Santa because like I've done a done job. I was the one that was like that corrupted Santa back into Odin and whatnot. And I think like we're over like this big slag pit, like that's been like sort of like melting down the iron into like weaponry and that whatnot. And I think as I'm getting close, I'm just fiddling with a little bauble in my hand. And I was just like, and I'm being congratulated for a job well done. But instead, I say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be naughty, but you shouldn't be naughty. And I think like I throw it down at my feet, and the amount of just sheer glitter surprises everyone. I think Santa falls over the railing into the little thing.
No.
Oh my God. And then Gumdrop. I mean, do you imagine yourself like, like grabbing one of the weapons and just like say hello to my little friend or something?
Yeah, I think yeah, that's what happened. He grabs like a halberd or something, and he's just like jabbing it through these dark elves, and it goes out the side, and it's just disgusting. But then he sees Santa plummeting it off, and he is just so shocked that it drops out of his hand and just clatters to the ground, and he's just like completely stunned.
And I think we see the glitter just like fall and explode and rain over everyone as this workshop is now full of a cacophony of weaponry going off or gasps as Santa goes over the edge into the slag pit. And that is ring 5. I want to hear some epilogues. What do we think happens either right after or maybe in the future? What happens with this Christmas?
I, I I definitely think we need like a scene right immediately after between Minty and Gumdrop.
Okay. Okay.
I Gumdrop after Santa goes over and presumably dies. How do you ha, like? I think like a lot of the Dark Elves are like fleeing because like, oh God, there goes our boss. Uh, so it's just effectively the two of us and like the enslaved elves. What do you do? Like what is your reaction to what have Minty has done?
I think he stares you in the face, and he can't even. You killed Santa. You killed Christmas. How could you, Minty? everything that we were taught. We need Santa. Elves can't govern themselves. They can't determine who gets what toys and who is naughty or nice. Someone has to check the list. They have to check it twice.
Elves elves can do a number of things, but we couldn't. This wasn't Santa. We need we need to find a new Santa. If I didn't stop this, then Christmas would have been ruined. This may not be a nice Christmas this year, but Christmas isn't ruined. The children won't get hurt.
We don't need to find a new Santa. We can build a new Santa. And he turns and he looks out the window to whatever monstrous glass sculpture that the Santas were building outside.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, elves. Let's put some Christmas magic to work. And yeah, he wants to like use the elves to like build a Santa golem or something.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice, nice. I will allow another epilogue if you want to say how your characters finish out this particular Christmas and in the future, because I have a stinger scene too.
Oh no.
Go for it. What happens with Minty? What happens with Gumdrop?
I think after everything is said and done, I think a Minty just gets arrested by the elf police. Because like I did effectively kill Santa. Like there's no denying it.
Yeah.
I think we see a scene of like sometime later, probably months later, of like Minty in like elf jail. Has a peg leg now. Sort of just I think we see like a newspaper that's slipped to Minty, just seeing like sort of the what the rest of the elves are doing at the North Pole. Like, like production has gone down a little bit, but it's not as bad as it was feared without the real Santa. I think, despite everything, I think Mitzi is pleased. The spirit of Christmas has not been lost.
Gumdrop is at the North Pole, but it is some sort of like high tech, um, you know, console room with a lot of like dials and picture, like video screens. And there's some sort of like linkage to all of these spy satellites that are circling the Earth. And the elves have made some sort of panopticon to just be constantly watching all of the children of the world to see who is naughty or nice, because they could never let this level of naughtiness happen again. So yeah, he's just in charge of this new Santa-based surveillance state. Yeah.
And I think NorthPoleLand still stands. And maybe afterwards, when Minty and Gumdrop and the other elves have gone away, maybe the fluorescent lights have dimmed or are blinking and buzzing because of the wreckage. But I think one raven will fly in and alight on the railing that rims this slag pit. And then yet another raven comes in and settles on the railing opposite this one. Both of them caw at each other, and then both look down their beady black eyes into the slag pit, and slowly there's a burbling. And a fist rises up, covered over, and it's a distant, garbled burbling of. And as the fist is succeeded by an arm and matted over hair and an eye patch clearly delineated from this muck, the mouth opens and you hear, ah, 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 ah. And the crows, the ravens caw in response, and this figure rises from the slag pit, and the woman who was at the gingerbread house, she is now wearing armor and has a flowing cloak and possibly a heavy mace at her side. And she kind of leans down and says casually, "That plan didn't go too well, husband. What is the plan now?" And dripping, muck covered, he just looks at her as the other eye opens and shining bright blue, and says, "The wild hunt is just beginning." And thus endeth NorthPoleLand. Congrats, you both! Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! That's my little stinger scene. That's not in the in the thingy, but
That was
I don't
awesome.
care.
I loved
I
it.
don't care.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was so good, guys. Oh my god. Stars and wishes. I know it was a one shot, but stars, wishes, whatever.
I fell in love with Gumdrop. I would die for Gumdrop. I'm so sad that Gumdrop's and Minty's friendship has been completely ruined. That is
I mean,
the
that's Christmas. No, I mean, that's like the Hallmark movie, right? Like we're
Mhm.
separated, and then like I go to this rural area, and then I run into my old friend, and we rekindle,
Mhm.
that and a romance, maybe. Who knows? It's
Yeah,
Christmas.
That's a
Christmas
different
too.
game. Yeah,
that's
that'll be a
different.
different game.
Yeah.
That'll be the companion game that I have to
Yeah.
figure out like what that is.
Mhm.
Passion de les passions with
Oh
elves.
Mhm. Yeah. Uh, Matt, thank you for running this little thing. Straight off the get-go, you turned Christmas into a horror, and I was so scared the entire time. I
Yeah.
can't believe I scared myself with just how much naughtiness there was. Like it wasn't even like, oh, this evil, diabolical. No, it was just naughty. And I was like, oh no, oh
No, yeah, I definitely liked how we really all played into that theme where we were, mixing naughtiness with keeping Christmas magical. That was really cool.
no.
I did like how deeply unsettling everything was. Like the reveal at the end that they were making weapons. So it's like, oh no, that's so awful. It's the worst thing. Um, I probably would have liked to have seen more conditions, but I also just kept rolling, not well enough on the ruin roll.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I was just like, I was waiting and waiting. I'm like, there's really nothing else I can do right now because you guys kept on
but
rolling well.
I think Minty's foot breaking off,
Yeah,
was like
that
I'm
was really
so
good.
glad that you went with that, because it just came to me in a moment of evil genius, and that was amazing.
Evil
Yeah.
genius comes in this game. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like, such great stars for not only when you rolled somewhat badly and then like kind of incurred some conditions, but also like even when you rolled well and were able to explain, both of you were able to explain, the circumstances of like how it succeeded or even how it went
Mhm.
wrong, and how you betrayed each other, like kind of like a call and response of like, this is what Minty thinks and this is what like Gumdrop thinks.
Yeah.
Oh no. I was just like clutching my heart and I'm like, holy crap, this is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like when both of your reactions, I can't wait to rewatch this because I mean I need to see both of your reactions. Like when I did the reveal of like what was happening in Santa's workshop, because that was I could hear it. I was just like, oh, they're surprised.
Yeah,
So
that was
good.
great. But yeah,
So
I
good.
like that we got to use basically every single one of our skills and
Hmm.
rituals and stuff. That was really cool too.
That was very awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah, I think like the only thing that didn't get used was like my red-nosed reindeer.
Mhm.
yeah, I was like trying to figure out like how that could be used, but I guess I mean like
I
if you were gonna do a signal like a
mm.
flare or something maybe
Oh, or
or
Yeah,
like
I thought you were going to use it with the elk or the roller coaster or
oh
whatever, but
yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
yeah, like it's like because it's like a sort of a spirit sort of like creature
yeah.
rather than an actual reindeer. I was like, this is just like a glow in the
Mm,
dark flashlight, effectively.
mm.
So like there wasn't many moments that we were in the pitch blackness, all that.
Right, exactly.
So like,
You got so close to six ruin a couple times too, so
Oh
that's
my
really funny.
God.
this is
Yeah.
how it turns out for me, my luck. Like I get up to like the 5 room mark
Mm.
very early on, and then
Yeah.
I'm just like production roll, playing
Yeah.
playing the game, trying to
Yeah.
avoid any room rolls before like I when I'm at 5. It got
And
real close.
I loved how your reduction rolls, like I kept being oblivious about them. So at the very end, we could do like the betrayal. But before that, I was like, no, we're still friends, you know?
Yeah.
So
But
that
it
was real
just made it
cool.
more heartbreaking because it was just
Yeah.
like, he believes. And then, oh
Yeah.
no.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like I find it so very fascinating because it wasn't even like Minty trying to betray you in that moment. It's like,
Mhm.
oh no.
I think we
Oh,
were just both scared, you know,
mhm,
justifiably. We're little elves and they're horrible monsters and everything. So yeah.
and star to you, chaotic, because I mean, like every single time that Minty did like a reduction of some sort, it was
Mhm.
with some kind of like emotional,
Justification.
yeah,
Yeah, I like
like it
that
was
a
just like,
lot.
oh, it's like I feel so bad, or, like, and it was
Yeah.
just like, oh, what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, it wasn't just because you were falling into darkness. It was because like you just it was like kind of out of desperation, like, and
mhm.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
could see it like out of complete fright and desperation, and it was just like amazing, just amazing. And Alex, I mean, like, I again, as Chaotic said, I love Gumdrop. Gumdrop was like so adorable. Didn't want anything, didn't want him to feel bad, but it was just like
Mhm.
this shit's wrong here in North Pole Land. I mean, it is a twisted place. So
And
I'm
it's
just
always funny to me, like every time I play Trophy Dark, it's like when we don't die,
Mhm.
often it's like your moral compass gets destroyed,
yeah,
right? So
pretty much.
if
I
we
mean,
see
like
yeah, if we see Gumdrop's future, it's like super dark and
Mhm.
paranoid and yeah, everything like that. So,
Yeah,
you know.
Minty's not getting out of jail.
Mhm.
Like Minty's like locked up forever because like he did the ultimate betrayal. It's so sad, and I love
Mhm.
it.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It was good and festive, but also tragic. Holy
Yeah.
crap! Oh my gosh, guys, thank you so much for being awesome players for this incursion that I just ran like for the first time tonight. Yay! Woo!
Yeah, congratulations. I wouldn't have guessed. I would have thought you had run it like several times. So,
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
mhm.
But this was like really well, this is really well written, and I just added
Mhm.
like a few touches here and there to kind of like pad it out a little bit. But I mean,
Sure.
you guys did a lot of the work. I mean, like, just creating these wonderful characters that just went through shit. Oh my God.
Mhm.
This was incredible. So, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad that you guys got to play it with me. And yeah, I mean, we'll see if anybody wants to play it on Saturday, but
mhm.
this was fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh. This is great.
I have to make another incursion with like Mecha Santa versus Odin Santa or
Mega
whatever.
Santa! Do it. Do it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for joining me this night. If I don't see you for anything else before the holidays and the end of the year, it's like happy gaming. finishing up your year right. And yeah, we'll see you in the new year for sure.
Mhm.
Yep. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.